More bad news in California. What seemed like a break for firefighters battling the state's most deadly fire could actually make conditions worse. 4 to 6 inches of rain is predicted this week, but with so much vegetation burned, all that water could cause mudslides, creating a dangerous and unstable ground for firefighters to continue to do their job. CNN's Nick Watt is in California at a FEMA processing center. He joins me now. Nick, outside of those hazardous conditions, we're really starting to see the human toll this has had and really people just finding a place for safe shelter.
Well, listen, Jim, this used to be an old abandoned department store until FEMA came in, and it's now pretty much a one-stop shop for people affected by these fires. People coming here to get their birth certificates, marriage licenses, property deeds reprinted, to apply for new driver's licenses that they lost in the fire, also to get some low-interest loans to help rebuild. There's some free childcare over there. Even the Mexican consul has a booth here. You know, you mentioned the human toll here. More than 11,700 homes were destroyed by this fire. The hurt and the need are great. The list of those unaccounted for still nearly 1,000 names long. The grim search goes on.
The number of people who perished in the fire weighs heavy upon me. I have chosen not to speculate as to how high that number might be.
One environmental group claiming a day of breathing this air is equivalent to smoking several cigarettes. And heavy rain now forecast, fueling fears of mudslides like those we saw in Montecito, California in January after wildfire, then rain.
Yeah.
Amid the heartache, heroes emerging. School bus driver Kevin McKay is one.
We started getting fire on both sides of the bus.
There were like fires left and right everywhere you look.
McKay drove 5 hours through those flames, 22 kids and 2 teachers on board his smoke-filled bus.
Kevin, without even thinking about it, took his shirt off and tore it into little pieces to make filters for these kids to breathe.
In Southern California, the fire around Malibu and Calabasas that burned nearly 100,000 acres and took 3 lives is now 91% contained. President Trump visited California's fire zone Saturday, pressing his much-maligned belief that forest management, not climate change, is the primary problem here.
I was with the president of Finland, and he said, we have a much different, we're a forest nation. He called it a forest nation. And they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem.
History has taught.
Finland's president saying Sunday he can't ever recall mentioning raking to the president. Online, Finns widely mocking Trump. The campfire has burned 11 days now. Officials now saying it's only halfway done. It'll burn another 11 days before it's finally extinguished. Now, many of the people made homeless by this fire are still in these kind of makeshift campsites in places like the Walmart parking lot across the street from where we are. Authorities are now trying to move them into regular shelters. But, you know, one Red Cross worker we spoke to this morning, he said the Red Cross shelters, they're life rafts. They're not cruise ships. These are temporary solutions. You know, Jim, it's going to take years for these communities to really recover.
Yeah, that number is just incredible. 11,700 homes. Think of how many families affected. Nick Watt, thanks so much.